Hi guys, welcome back. Episode 3 of Heartland is Man's Best Friend. Jack's truck is on its way to Rust Bucket Heaven, forcing him to find the courage to say goodbye to a part of his past. Normally, of course, when we hear Man's Best Friend, we think dog. But in this case, his best friend is his truck. And he has to say goodbye to a part of his past. I'm guessing the truck was given to him by his wife. And so by having to give it up, he feels like he's saying goodbye to her. Which of course isn't the case at all. She still is in his heart and always will be. So that's my guess. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. Last episode, of course, Amy had a horse named Trooper and a little girl named Taylor that she kind of had to work with. And I still say Taylor's psycho. It looks like Taylor had left Trooper there at Heartland, so we may see Trooper. Or they may end up moving Trooper someplace else. You know, I mentioned about some of these horses that we never really see much anymore of, like Pegasus. We haven't really seen Pegasus. I don't even think we've seen Spartan yet this season. We may have seen him in one scene, maybe at the beginning. But, you know, some of the horses that are always there, like Pegasus and Spartan, they need to continue to show because they're part of the cast as well. And then, of course, Ty has his horse now with Harley. And so hopefully we will see more of him as well. And, of course, Copper. And when Ben left, he took Red with him, which is too bad because Red, of course, was a beautiful horse. But then they all are. So, let's get started.
It's fine, Lou. I don't have to be perfect.
Just hold still.
I'll be sitting still on a hard bench for the next 2 or more hours.
He's got
Why don't they
the
just vote or something?
Heartland symbol on his. Ooh.
Don't.
So, I don't know. Sometimes Lisa annoys me because it does sometimes think that she thinks things that she shouldn't. She could be right, but she's like, "Oh, now you're not even denying that you didn't want to go to the wedding." Well, maybe he didn't, but leave the guy alone. Give him a break. So, we'll see. But now she's gonna have to get her dress dry cleaned. Yeah, the beauty.
There he is! Kramer!
Jake has really grown up.
Hi, dog.
Almost. Got him. Yeah, you wish it was you.
Trade it in.
Well, you can still drive it to the dealership.
Look, before you guys make the big mistake of thinking this is your decision to make and not mine, I'll have some dessert.
Jack, you gotta face facts.
Why don't you go into town?
This little
And, you know, he says, I can't dance. And I'm like, you don't necessarily have to dance, at least fast dances. What about slow dance? The slow dance, all you basically do is sway. So, you know, she could be out kind of dancing some of the fast dances. She'd want to be there with her friends anyways. So have her do that, and then when a slow dance comes on, take her onto the dance floor and just sway. Since that's basically what a slow dance is just the two people just kind of swaying back and forth. And just do that. But I had a feeling that was going to be it when he was saying that there was an issue. So I'm guessing Lou is going to teach him to dance. And it says Gabriel Hogan is in this, so I'm guessing Peter's going to show up probably at the end of the episode. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking the end will be it. And even though I absolutely love Jack, he is just so damn stubborn. And it's like, how did his wife put up with it, you know? She must have been able to, like, smack the back of his head or something and smack him into shape. Because he's just so damn stubborn. It does kind of make me worry with him dating Lisa, that Lisa's just going to get fed up with him and just be like, you know what, this frustration isn't worth it. You know, especially because there she left when they missed the wedding, and he's like, I'm sorry, and she didn't want to hear anything about it. So, but Jake has really grown. He's a lot taller than he was in the first season. It's kind of weird seeing him grow up, but you notice he and Mallory are still hanging out, still together. So it's nice to see him again.
Okay.
What is the matter?
Well, at least he got him there.
Rule number one, you cannot make a deal first time around. You've got to keep these sales guys nervous.
All his food this morning. That's the first.
Good.
Best friend.
I found out why. I called the owners, and it turns out that his old best friend was a black and white paint.
She would have.
How do you know that, huh?
A woman knows.
So he just leaves Lisa right there, going to his fishing cabin. You know, I get it, it's something new. And, you know, they were talking about the truck and it pretty much giving up the ghost. And that actually made me think about back in February, that's what happened with my boyfriend's car. He had a little Acura that he got on a salvage title, and it gave up the ghost, really. And so he ended up, you know, trading it in, and he got a really nice Honda Pilot, you know, a certified pre-owned Honda Pilot. But of course it did take a little bit of getting used to driving wise, because it's higher off the ground and bigger and everything. But he really does seem to like it and enjoy it. And of course, you know, it's fancier, it's got bells and whistles, and one thing though, it's got heated seats, which I recommend to anyone. When you have a car, you must have heated seats. So, you know, I think about the little Acura, and as he said, it didn't really owe him anything. He had it for 4.5 years, and he just kept kind of pumping money into it. But eventually, yeah, it just got to be more than it was worth. So, you know, now he's got one that will run and last a long time. And change is hard, yeah, but sometimes it's for the good, not always. But in a situation like this, it is going to be for the good, because this truck will be safe, and he'll get used to it. And like I said, Jack can be irritating with how stubborn he is sometimes. And I know that's how he is, but it is frustrating. You know? And it just makes me think about, how did his wife deal with him being that stubborn? Was he that stubborn around her? Obviously she was able to find a way to put up with it. She must have had patience of a saint or something to be able to navigate through his stubbornness.
Why would put up with you? We'd be better off without you.
Hey, Dougie.
Hey, Peter.
Nice. In the episode earlier, and I thought, that's right, I forgot he had a dog.
Better off without them.
Ooh.
That's kind of cool. He was just hanging there watching the dance lesson, though.
Fancy.
All right. Enough of this. Let me come back in.
That's great. He starts dancing with Peter. Well, looks like he stayed the night at the cabin. Music's still playing.
You never wake up.
Okay, so she's not a model, she's an actor. We saw, I think it was season 1, something happened and he saw images of his father regarding the land and stuff like that. And, you know, so it's kind of a memory for him. So now he's seeing this. Jack's starting to see things. That's making me worry about him a little. First he saw his father, now he's seeing his dead wife, like, I'm worried about it. So what I was saying earlier is, you know, sometimes when they refer to like a dead spouse, you will see a picture, but you may not necessarily ever see them on the show, but you'll see a picture. Well, obviously then they've either hired someone to pose for the picture, or they've just taken like a crew member or maybe someone's wife, you know, like the director's wife or something, and thrown them in. But obviously that's different now because now we actually have Lindy, of course, as a flashback. It does make me wonder though, since again we still don't really know how Lindy died, it does make me wonder if she died young, if she died older, and maybe that's something that will be revealed as time goes on. You would kind of think that they would have established that in the first season, because, you know, obviously first season you're getting to know the characters, and so you know right away that Jack is a widower. But you never did really find out what had happened. So, again, maybe it's something that will come to light. Maybe it's coming to light in this episode regarding the truck. But yeah, the truck, of course, is because he had that with Lindy, and so that's why it was so hard for him to give it up. Yeah. But I think basically Lindy is going to give him her blessing to move on, like with Lisa and everything. Beautiful dress. Aw.
Cute. Let me get one more. But Amy.
All right, we'll have fun.
That's a gorgeous.
Do you kids need any help? No.
Good.
So it makes you wonder if he's gonna like tell her the reason why, because he was taking dance lessons and stuff, or if she's just gonna let that slip by. Jack, of course, as I've said, is very stubborn. Lindy looked like she had a handle on him. And I think he does stay with Lisa, but I could understand if Lisa gets really frustrated with him, because believe me, I'm frustrated with him too. I want to kind of smack him upside the head at times. But as I said there at the end, I wonder if Ty eventually told her, you know, the reason why I was, you know, avoiding is because I didn't know how to dance. Lou gave me lessons. I mean, one thing on this show is lack of communication. People don't talk to each other. You know, like Ty and Amy have always had a communication issue. And it was shown here because if they had just talked to each other about, you know, the dance and how he can't dance, Amy would have been cool with it. She would have said, okay, so we won't dance or something. Or maybe she would have taught him. So he should have said something. I know he wanted to surprise her and everything. And he did. And that's great. And I like how he got her that promise ring. I did not see that coming. So he got her a promise ring. And, you know, promise rings are kind of like a pre-engagement, I guess. So it's kind of interesting that they're already kind of like pre-engaged. I could just see what Ashley and Soraya say about that. And then, as I said, when Caleb and Ashley were arguing, I was waiting for him to just grab her and kiss her, which he didn't do. But there was that little bit of a tense moment, and then her date showed up. So I think Caleb is going to do something later, because I think she's going to end up with Caleb at some point. But of course you have to have conflict and everything, otherwise you wouldn't have a show. And I like how Peter was so chill when Ty showed up and they did like the dance lesson, and he was chill about that. And then of course Ty and Peter dancing. Peter probably had fun, you know? But I think he knew it was important to Lou. And I like how he says, she's gonna do it, just let her do it. You know, Jack doesn't have all the stubbornness. Lou and Amy have it as well. But I like how Kramer and Duke seem to be getting along, and how Duke can pretty much go home, go back to his family, and will be better, and that Kramer's going to be more of a jumper. I like that Duke and Kramer became buddies, you know. Episode 3 of Heartland of season 3 completed. I say this every episode. I am totally hooked on this show. It's great. I can't wait to see where the rest of the seasons take me. It's going to be a while, I know, but I've been doing pretty well. I'm thinking if I average about 1 season a month, I should be through season 12 pretty much, or 13, by the end of the year. So I'm looking forward to that. But if it doesn't happen and I only end up at season 9 or 10 or whatever, that's fine too. But hopefully I can get pretty far on this by the end of the year. Anyways, thank you for joining me for episode 3 of Heartland. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Hit the notification bell to be alerted when future videos are posted. If you are watching this on Rumble, you may want to head over to YouTube to give me views over there, but please change your VPN as they are being blocked in the US, Australia, and New Zealand. And if you are watching this on YouTube, I'd suggest signing up on Rumble and following me there, because there you will see the completed versions of this that are not being partially blocked. Rumble doesn't have as many restrictions as YouTube does, so if you head over there you can see other content that has been blocked or severely edited by YouTube and YouTube standards. Thank you so much for joining me. You're welcome to follow me on Instagram and TikTok of the same name. And a special shout out, of course, to my editor, Captain Factory. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. She's the one who makes these videos the way they are. So please visit Fiverr.com to hire her for your editing needs. I will include her link in the description as well. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.